Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show, presented by Mel Hamilton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. This is Scotty. Scotty, what's going on, buddy?
Man? I'm doing good. How's it going?
Pretty good, buddy. Hey, it's a brand new year. Can you believe 25 is gone and we're in 26 already?
God, I'm getting old.
Hey, I'm a little older than you, buddy.
You're way older than me. Yeah. You have way less hair than I do, too.
I get that, too. Looks like it on the screen there, too, doesn't it?
It's a reflection.
It's kind of sounds like that. Gus was trying to adjust the camera. Didn't do a very good job of getting my hairline looking better.
No.
So, hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything from that world, we love to take your call. We want to talk about anything in the automobile world. We'd love to hear you. And you get a great price package for each and every caller, not the chat line, but each and every caller calls in the show. Josh is off today. He's out in Colorado skiing with his boys. I know he's having a blast there. I haven't skied in a long time, but boy, I sure would love to go again because I sure love to ski.
I go every year.
Do you?
I board, but yeah.
You snowboard?
Yeah.
I've never tried that. I was scared to hell out.
Don't, man.
Yeah, I get it. So, hey, anyway, so let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. That comes right to the front desk. Tell the girls you want to get past into the podcast. We'll get you on the air. And Scotty, I know you can rattle it off in a heartbeat. We finally have updated our pricing on this thing because we've held it at that $130 forever. It's $205.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I'm sure you can rattle everything off this package. So
Yeah.
rattle off. What do you get
Absolutely.
for each and every package for the $205?
$10 for Mel's Diner. That's one.
Yep.
Okay.
$10 Mill Diner. Yep.
Oil change, tire rotation.
Yep.
You got the BG products package.
MOA and
44K.
44K. Yep.
Yep. And then nitrogen for your tires.
Nitrogen, right?
And then is it enrollment? What am I missing? There's a fifth one.
Well,
we got the multi-point inspection, which is the most expensive thing on that thing.
I get it. $10 to Ford Pass Rewards.
Ford Pass Rewards, that's what it is.
Yeah. So you get $10 to spend on something. $10 to Mel's Diner, the works package, and everything else too. So hey, cold weather's right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that it's here. As
Yeah.
much as I hate to say it, I hate it.
Yeah.
So Scotty wants to talk about, and I agree with him, we need to talk about diesels. Anybody driving a diesel, you need to be listen to this and understand what's happening. Of course, we'll talk a little bit about gas motors too on this getting cold weather, what you need to do there too. It's not quite as crucial in the gas motors, but there's a few things you want to do on the gas motors with the cold weather and stuff too.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing with the diesels is everybody knows about them gelling up.
Yes.
And what that is the diesel fuel has a wax basically in it.
Yes.
And when it gets cold, it gels up. And when it gels up, guess what? You're going nowhere. But the worst thing about that gelling out today is with these high pressure pumps, when it starts gelling and that pump's turning and there's nothing getting to that pump, we're wearing the hell out of that pump and we're developing metal particles and everything else and causing all kinds of damage. So, Scotty, we've got some great products from BG that help with that. But in your experience and your time seeing all this time things, I know we've seen trucks towed in here right and left when it gets below 20 degrees.
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to save people money right now.
That's what it's about. That's what we're here. So kind of go through some of your experiences, what you've seen and what you would do and help people understand why they need to make sure that I tell everybody when it hits 40 degrees,
Yeah.
you need to start putting that additive in. But there's also an additive in the from BGE that I still tell all my diesel customers, put it in year round. You don't have to worry about it because it keeps the lubricity in the pumps and all that kind of stuff too. But Scotty, rip on here about what you've run into and everything else.
It's just that we are right in the middle of the country. And everybody north of us, the diesel fuel is different. They put additives in the diesel fuel north of us where it's a lot colder and stuff like that to help with this particular problem. But we are smack dab in the middle of the country. And so we have it seems like more than anybody, but at the very first time that it gets below 30 degrees, we have a line of tow trucks towing in diesels, and obviously you got a tow bill. Tow bill is what? $150, $200.
Depending on what kind your truck is.
Yeah, depending on
how far away you are.
Exactly. So you have that, and then you get it into the shop, and the shop with us, I mean, we're a busy place, and so it's not going to get in right that second, and so you have that downtime on the vehicle.
Yep.
You have all these other factors that are costing you money, and then all it comes down to is basically your fuel gelled up.
A simple
deal.
A couple minutes in advance to do that, to keep that additive in your diesel fuel and stuff too. So you've seen minor repairs,
Oh yeah,
but you've also seen huge repairs.
I have.
with this stuff. The huge repairs are just strictly lack of maintenance.
Correct.
I've seen these videos. Here's again, you can YouTube about anything you want to go out there and YouTube and stuff, and they talk about all the carbon and everything these diesels are building up with these filters and the EGRs and all that kind of stuff and everything else too. Keeping that same additive in that tank will help keep that clean.
Mm-hmm.
But again, most of the time when you're seeing this, it's just a lack of maintenance.
Yes.
So when a diesel truck comes in, it also costs more to change oil in diesel.
Yeah.
Because of how much more oil and everything it takes. But the other thing I'm going to go down is the EPR for diesels.
Mm-hmm.
You want to kind of explain what EPR does for the diesel?
No, I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah, let me do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, so you're the expert.
I know. You're right there with me, buddy.
I'm getting up there.
Anyway, so let's talk about diesels. They run on high compression.
Yes.
They run on a high pressure pump. And I've lost track of how much pressure those things are generating now. It's like 40,000
PSI
pressure on there. But diesel's known to blow black smoke. And we know that black smoke's putting carbon through those engines and stuff. But these new diesels run so much cleaner, so much nicer. Years ago, when you pull up to a diesel and you hear it just rattling like hell, that's because they were taking the fuel and they were pouring a whole bunch of fuel in it all at once, and it would just boom, clatter. Now they've got just where they're pulsing fuel in it all the time, so that's what's made these diesels so much more quieter. I still remember in 11 when they first come out with the 6.7.
Oh yeah.
They put them on the showroom floor, and we did the training on the new truck and everything.
Yeah.
He let that truck run the whole time sitting on the showroom floor to prove a point.
Yeah.
How clean it runs and everything else too. That was on 11. Think how clean they are now compared to they were on 11.
Yeah.
But you still got to maintain these trucks. And here's another big failure that I think I shouldn't say failure, maybe it's miscommunication, not understanding, whatever. We now have hour meters on these trucks. And I hope that's Gus dialing in doing something. Anyway, so we have hour meters on these trucks for a reason.
Yes.
These diesels now need to be, because a lot of these trucks fire up in the morning and never shut off.
Right.
We had a truck in here the other day, Scotty, and Josh was showing that to me. It had 900 hours on it since it was changed.
Holy smokes.
Key question though, only 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
So that tells you how much that truck's sitting there just idling.
Right.
So the rule is every 200
100.
hours.
Yeah.
So that truck should have had at least 5 oil changes.
Right.
And it had 1. So now you think about how much carbon, how much wear, how much stuff they've already done to that motor and from that part.
Yeah.
So now we got to clean it up.
Yes.
And BG has got a great product called Engine Restore.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we do, we pour that stuff in the oil before we change it.
Mm-hmm.
Now this truck here is going to take several oil changes to get it cleaned back up, even if it does ever get cleaned back up. But think about how much life is gone out of that motor.
Yeah.
Gone. And the other thing is all these oil patches that have to run oil down through them to get to the lifters, to get to the rocker arms, to get to the pumps, to get to all that stuff. Remember, your oil, everybody thinks coolant cools your motor.
Yeah, no.
No, it does cool the engine oil. Your oil is what cools your motor.
Correct.
So if it can't get that oil into the right patches, the right places, we're overheating stuff right and left everywhere.
Correct.
So we're taking all kinds of life out. So this Engine Restore stuff, we poured in before we change the oil. Run it 15 minutes. Sometimes maybe need to run it longer. And watch that stuff come out. I mean, it's coming out there like it's charcoal. I've seen it come out so it's crazy coming out of the pan. And then we top it back off with good, clean, fresh oil. And then we throw in some diesel motor oil additive, and off we go. And that's still, that engine is going to get so much more life out of if you do that. I'm telling everybody, I don't know where you're setting your standard at, Scotty, but when a new car comes in, I'm starting EPRs at 15,000. Where you starting?
Okay. No, that's about right.
Okay.
Yep, I agree.
Diesels, if you've screwed up and went too long over the 200 hours immediately after, and then after that, after a diesel engine, you've got to do it every time, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I've seen the craziest thing on diesel engines, and I know you've seen it too, but with that additive, with that EPR, if you see a diesel engine that has never used it before, every single time you do an oil change, 5,000 miles, 200 hours, whatever, it's dark as night. But whenever you use that EPR and you do it every 5,000 miles, it's crazy because you'll see clean oil whenever you change your oil.
And no matter what you do, that engine is going to develop carbon. It's going to develop deposits and everything else like that, and keeping that in there. So now the next thing is putting that stuff in the fuel tank like we talked about.
Yeah.
from BG. Every fuel tank is what I tell. My son Jake, he argues with me back and forth about, taking that delete the exhaust off of it, deleting the EGR off of it and stuff. And the problem with that is what happens to these trucks when they do that is then you got to put a tune in it
Yes.
to make the computer do what it needs to do, because it doesn't know that the diesel exhaust filter is there and it doesn't know that EGR is there. So you got to put a tune in it. But then what everybody does is they tune them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know about you, Scotty, but I've towed a lot with these 6.7s, and I don't know why we need to tune them up. There's enough power there than this.
Just leave them alone.
Exactly.
Just leave
Maintain 'em.
alone.
Just maintain them is what you need to do. Everybody gets all mad when a sensor goes off or something like that, and you got to fix that part of it too. But I'm with Scotty. Leave it alone. It's designed that way. It's supposed to be that way. Putting that tune in there, all you're doing is taking extra stress on those pistons and rods and crank, and it'll live for a little while, but it's not going to live as long as it possibly could from that part.
I heard a technician say something kind of brilliant, and it's lived with me forever. But he was basically, it was along the lines of the tune or putting a lift or anything like that, and it was just like, you do realize that they've had engineers that legitimately designed this truck to do this thing to make it the most efficient vehicle it could possibly be, and you're messing with that. That's like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good point.
Now let's go. Let's even switch more gears now to, we're talking about trucks, lift trucks, and all that kind of stuff too. And again, there's engineers that design the right lifts and everything else from that part to design a right lift, so the geometry of the steering changes when you raise them. And if you don't change the steering and all that stuff together, trucks don't drive crazy. And I remember when we first started putting lift kits on trucks years ago, they drive like, they drive terrible.
Yeah, they drive like crap.
But now some of these lift kit companies out there have done a great job. But again, when you do it correctly and do it right, it costs a lot of money.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you get what you pay for in that situation. So I love the way a good lifted truck looks.
I do too.
And the way it handles and what it sounds, because we sell the Shelbys, which drive very well. Shelby's done a great job engineering other trucks. And then we've got the Roush trucks also with the lifts on them.
Yeah, but those guys have their own engineers.
Exactly.
Doing the exact same thing.
They're engineering what they're putting underneath those trucks.
Correct.
From that part. And now, Scotty, we got a new. I keep switching gears, going all over the place here too.
Fine.
We'll get to that here, and I'll try to remember that here in a minute. But lifting those trucks up, making them look good, putting those big wheels and tires on, I think it looks great.
Yeah,
I mean, it does look cool driving down the road, but just make sure you get a quality lift.
Overcompensating for something.
Okay, yeah, get that too, very much so. But we went all over the place, from diesel fuel additives to diesel oil changes. Now we're in the lift kits and bigs and tools and tires, because there's all kinds of stuff we do with these trucks and stuff too. So anyway, 316-462-3673. Scotty, we're running everybody off. Nobody wants to call us. Maybe nobody's up and live yet.
That's possible. It's a chilly day this morning.
Yeah. It's 32 degrees out when I rolled in here. I've ever told you how much I hate cold weather.
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah. I belong on a mountain, Phil.
Do you?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Everybody's got different opinions, what they like and everything else too. I'd much rather sweat than freeze though.
I know, but you keep me here, so I can't go.
I get it. So anyway, hey, we'd love to hear from you. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing in your car, tires, brakes, batteries, and you want to talk about these diesel trucks from that part, love to hear from you. But just make sure you diesel guys, you're putting some additive in your truck.
Please
come in and see Scotty and get the full BG meal product, as I call it, and get the additives that you can put just per can, per tank full, and put it in every tank year round, just to keep that truck clean and maintained. And that stuff that BG puts in, when you put it in the fuel, when it goes through there, it's going to start cleaning that carbon out of there and keep it clean.
Yeah.
And then do the BG engine restore each and every oil change after 15,000 miles on that diesel, and keep them things tuned and running, because they do take a lot more maintenance and stuff too. You can't just drive them forever. And I'm telling you, if I was a diesel owner today, I wouldn't look at the miles on that truck. I'd be looking at the hours on that truck. And when it hit about 150 hours, I'd be changing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's kind of like my diesel engine in my generator on my race trailer. Its recommendations every 200 hours.
Yeah.
But you know how often I change it?
Probably every 125.
100. Every 100.
Okay.
And it gets an EPR every service on that 100 hours too.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I'm not shocked either, right? But yeah, so hey, Delbert All's calling in. I think Delbert's got his cars in at Quick Lane. He's Bronco Sports, drove up from Oklahoma this morning. So thanks, Delbert, for coming and seeing us at the Quick Lane this morning. So anyway, so now we've switched on the diesels. We got that. So now let's switch over to gas cars.
Yeah.
Everybody, and I know we've talked about this on many shows. Some of you might have heard this, maybe some of you haven't. But in this weather, there's still condensation that develops in your fuel tank, and it gets more prevalent in the winter And that gap from the top of the fuel tank to where your fuel tank level is, that's where that moisture builds on top of that fuel tank. So when you drive and it sloshes and picks that fuel up and that water is heavier than fuel, it's on the bottom of your fuel tank.
That's right.
Guess where your fuel pickup is for your fuel? It's right
Bottom
at
of
the
the
bottom fuel tank. So, and then if you get that water sloshing around, sits there and overnight freezes, you can have it very quickly no start.
Mhm.
And we've seen, I'm sure, Scotty, you've seen many situations, Tony, in where, I know fuel stations can't control what fuel they get.
Yeah.
But there's times they can get bad fuel and stuff that happen. I've seen it over many times over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Get some bad fuel or whatever. But BG's got another great package called Fuel Dryer. Mm-hmm. And keeping that fuel dryer in there. And I'm telling you again, once it hits 40 degrees, I'd be putting that in at least every other tank of fuel.
Yeah.
It's a simple, I don't know how much that stuff costs, $10, I think. Something
Yeah,
like
it's not very expensive.
Now you can go buy some cheaper stuff. I agree, but you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And BG has a great test of testing that stuff. And basically, you take a little bit of water, about this much in a test tube, and then fill the rest of it up. About 90% full of fuel. Shake it up again, and the water will be at the bottom. And then you can pour some of their fuel dryer into that test tube, and you can take another one of the products that's kind of like theirs and put it in there. Shake them up, and the BGs will mix everything together and let it burn. Mm-hmm. The competitors' products turn it to a milk.
Yes.
So if you ever want to see that demonstration, I'm sure we can get the BG to do a demonstration.
Throw that through your fuel pump.
Yeah, how's that going to go?
No.
So anyway, if you need some good fuel dryer, again, once it hits 40 degrees on a gasoline car, and again, even year round, you should keep that car on the top half of the tank. The reason for that is that fuel pump's sitting there in that fuel. And that little electric motor. Now we're running 40 to 50 pounds of pressure on these fuel pressures on these tanks. And those pumps, that fuel is cooling that motor, dropping it down lower, keeping that motor out of that deal. You're keeping that motor hotter from that part. So a lot of great BG products we can help you with to keep your car running through the wintertime. And like Scotty says, he's here to help save you money, not spend your money. But we'll spend your money. I still go back to that. You're probably too young to remember the Fram commercial. Pay me now, pay me later.
Oh, I mean, I've seen the commercial. Was I too young? Yes.
Just kidding.
No, you're not.
So anyway, 316-462-3673. Love to hear from you. Got a great price package where I had over $205 just for each and every caller calling in, and love to hear from you. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, or anything you want to talk about these diesel trucks we're talking about, or anything in the winter time wishing you could do different.
Give me a good cold story. Give me a good story whenever you were out on the road and it was colder than hell and you had car trouble. Give me that. I'll take that.
Yeah. So let's get that on the phones. 316-462-3673. Numbers right there on the screen. Tell the girls that comes into the front desk here at the dealership. Tell the girls you want to get patched in the podcast. We'll get you on the air here. Let's hear about your most, how do we say, frightening car experience of getting stranded or broke down or whatever might have happened to you from that part.
Yep.
So
the fact that we've got like people now that have those video cameras on that look out and you see all the crazy,
see everything.
Oh, that's nuts.
There is some wild videos out there and stuff happening.
Yeah, a little bit. Thank you for those people that do that, because you give me entertainment for hours.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, Scotty, anything happen exciting this week on the shop? Anything that we've it's been a busy, crazy. I mean, it's just like yesterday seemed like a Monday, but it was Friday.
I mean, the main reason why I wanted to talk about the diesels and stuff like that, obviously the cold weather's coming in, but you hit on it immediately whenever you were talking about like idle hours and stuff like that, because I had one that was a kind of a ridiculous one too. I deal with a lot of fleet customers, and so most of the diesels that I deal with are, we'll call them heavy idlers.
Yeah,
that's mainly what they do. And the lack of maintenance related to like idle hours is absolutely astonishing. Mm-hmm. I had one, I think it was, I want to say it was like maybe 1,200 hours between oil changes. And
yikes.
And naturally they had engine lights on and they had all kinds of other stuff. And we even took a sample of the oil and it smelled like, it smelled terrible. It almost smelled like it was mixing with fuel because it was just that beat up. And so it dawned on me when I came in here and I sat down. I'm like, God, I just want to help these people. Please get them to change their oil more often.
you know, it's the best insurance on that part. And you know, when you start thinking about you know, heck, gasoline engines now on the F-150 motor stuff like that's 10 grand.
Yeah.
You take a diesel, you're close to 30
30.
grand to replace a diesel engine, and trying to take better care of that to spend, you know, diesel oil change $200.
Yeah.
You know, and spending $200 every 200 hours to maintain and keep $30,000 motor alive. You know, another thing, click, you know, you watch all these different videos and different things come on there, and this was another big diesel shop. I can't remember exactly where they were from, but he put a video out there talking about the 10-speed transmissions in these new Super Duties, and Ford having their recommendation out there of a service on the transmissions of 150,000, and he's trying to tell everybody how crazy and how stupid that is. And he says, you know, these big trucks are pulling so much weight, even if they're not pulling anything, just running normal down the road and stuff like that too. And he brought up a good point, just like we're bringing up here too. He says, you know, even if you just, you know, the flush is the best way to service one of these trucks today, one of these transmission today. He said, but even if you just pull the pan and put a new filter in and get at least some good oil in it. And he was telling everybody, if you're pulling 15,000, and I agree with him, every 15,000 to service that transmission. I mean, hey, what's a transmission now? 6-8 grand?
Yeah.
On one of those trucks. Again, we're talking about that thing too. And remember, transmission fluid is in there. There's no cooler. There is coolers on them, but they're still developing heat. And the harder you pull, the more you do, the more you break down that fluid. And it's like the guy said, there's no way this fluid can live at 150,000. Even under normal driving condition. If you never pulled once with it, it can never last 150,000 miles. So where I was headed of the maintenance manual that you get when you purchase your new car, that is the minimum you have to do to that car to keep it alive.
That's what Phil says. You know what I say?
What?
That's the manufacturer saying you need to do at least this because we just need you to get to this point.
No, that's true. That's you're exactly right.
I just need you to get to this point. After that point,
it's your baby.
It's your baby.
Yeah.
You just need to get to this point.
So if you want to protect your investment, make it live as long as you possibly can, come see Scotty. Let Scotty sit down with you and put a maintenance schedule together that fits your driving habits, your needs, and everything else pertaining to your vehicle. I mean, whether it's a small SUV, whether it's a light duty truck like an F-150 or a Ranger, and then when you get to the Super Duties, and then when you get to the big 450s, I mean, those 450s, that's what they're designed to do is pull 100%. I promise you, anybody's got a 450, that's all it's doing is towing.
Yes.
That's why you buy one of those big 450s to do that. So just put a maintenance schedule together, protect yourself, and don't pay attention to that owner's manual. That'll give you a guide, but that's the minimum, or like Scotty says, that gets you out of the warranty period. Is all that Ford cares about is whether you're going to get through that warranty period. That's why they put that 150,000 miles. I like to find that engineer and just wring his neck. Trying to tell me that something can go an oil can go 150,000 miles without a change.
I still see it today with engine oil. You got, I mean, you still have advertisers that are sitting there saying like go every 10,000 miles for oil changes.
What they don't understand is there's not a filter out there that can filter that oil for 10,000 miles. Can't happen. I don't care how good a filter you put on that thing or whatever. Cannot filter that oil for 10,000 miles. Can't happen.
No.
And now here's what I will say about there are full synthetic oils out there that are really good. And I'm a firm believer in full synthetics. I think it's a so much better protector, everything else like that. And remember, your most damage or most wear on your engine, on any engine, is a startup.
Yes.
Because there's no oil anywhere. The full synthetics get to those places so much faster than a multi-blend or even for sure a conventional oil. But when you put that in there, that does not make it be to extend the oil life. Okay. Now, is that oil still protecting? So when you get a new oil, here's 0, here's 100% protection. Does that full synthetic protect like this and go like this? Yeah. So is it still protecting over, say, 10,000 miles? It probably is. But the problem is all that dirt, all that soot, all that wear particles, all that being developed in there is in that filter. So some of those full synthetic places, well, just change the filter, put another quart of oil, and keep going. That oil's still dirty.
Yeah,
there's still stuff in it.
There's still crap in it.
Okay. So that full synthetic is just better protecting you for that first 5,000 miles than it is trying to protect you for 10,000. It is, when you look at what it's lubricating and what's doing, it's great. But what it's carrying through your engine and carrying through there, whole different ball game. And I'll argue with anybody that wants to talk to me about that. upside and down in one way, shape, or the other is I will give you great on your full synthetic oils that they are so much better protectors. They are so much better than a multi-blend synthetic. But I still think for what we're doing today with our average consumer cars and what everybody's driving, a multi-blend synthetic is the most popular and the most best for your car. You want to spend a little bit more and get a little bit more better protection, go ahead and go with the full synthetics, but it does not extend that life of that oil change.
Correct. And there are even engines now that require it. You have to have full synthetic in a lot of the engines that are out there anymore today. And there's
Oh shoot, Scotty, we've had a call hanging out here, and I didn't know
shoot.
it. I missed it. Sigh.
Here we were rolling, and you messed up.
I missed the call. So Richard, I'm very sorry. Wasn't painted. We got going on everything, and messed up and missed that call. So we'll get Richard on the line, and
But yeah, I was just gonna say a whole bunch of engines require full synthetic anymore. The way
And
that
here we go. Let's get-
So there we go.
Richard, you're live with Under the Hood.
Yeah,
Man, I'm sorry. We
I
were
really
sitting.
don't.
Our bad.
We were sitting here jawing around him and I didn't look down at my phone, buddy. So I'm very sorry we had you on hold there for a while.
Oh, not a problem at all. You know what? I don't really know anything about diesels except, and that's kind of like why I have never gotten a truck with a diesel engine. Really don't know much about them at all. I know quite a bit about your gasoline engine. Now, what's just let me ask some technical stuff.
Sure.
What's like what's like the compression ratio in like a truck engine for a pickup? For the compression on a diesel, isn't a diesel engine quite a lot higher compression?
Yeah, exactly. It has to have that compression since there's no spark plug to basically ignite the fuel. So basically, let's take the average engine out there today is about a 9 or 10-to-1 compression. Your diesels are anywhere depending on the manufacturer and stuff like that. They're about a 14 to about a 16-to-1 compression ratio. So that's almost double more what you have to. Because basically, as that piston is coming up, it's got to compress that fuel to make it get the spark in there. Is what has to happen.
Now, these don't have spark plug, do they? What do they have? Like a glow plug?
plugs.
Yeah. So basically, the new trucks today, when you turn your ignition on, you should leave the heat on for a little bit. That's when the glow plug is actually going in there and heating the cylinder up. It's like the size of a pencil that sticks down in the cylinder, and then the computer knows the outside air temperature, knows the coolant temperature, all that kind of stuff. So it knows how long it needs to turn on that glow plug to first ignite that thing as you go to start it. And again, if you just start cranking, you're going to crank a lot longer instead of just letting that thing, especially in the cold weather, letting that glow plug sit there for 3 to 5 seconds and then hit your ignition key. Start it.
Well, let me ask this: like a spark plug, it sparks every time it's needing to. When it's timing and all that, it sparks when it needs to. Does the glow plug spark, or does it just stay on permanent, like while it's running?
No, the glow plug strictly just does it enough to get it started, and then that's it. And after that, then there's enough heat generated, enough compression generated, and stuff that diesel will continue to fire and run.
Yep. And the other thing.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was like on all the time or something, but that's just to get it started, and then it just continues to run after that.
Yep.
Correct. Scotty, you were getting ready to say something there.
I was just gonna say, like, the difference in fuels, like you have gasoline. Gasoline is extremely flammable. Diesel is flammable, but it's not even close. Like you can light a match around like gasoline and it'll catch. Diesel is a lot different than that. They're different properties, and so the diesel engines run significantly. I mean, they're kind of similar concepts, but they're a little bit different.
Yep.
Okay, well, back in the older days when you had a carburetor car, if it was out of tune, it would kind of what they call dieseling. So if you got a diesel truck and it's got nothing, what is the means for shutting it off? Do you shut the fuel off on a diesel truck? Is that what gets it to stop?
Yeah. So basically, when you talk about those carburetors back in the day, now you're talking my language back in my day when I was wrenching on cars. But the dieseling, what would happen there is the engine was running too fast. Even though you shut the ignition off, it was still pulling the fuel out of the carburetor because pistons were still running, and it would still pour more fuel in there. There was still enough heat in the cylinders. It would just keep running until it ran out enough heat there to stop it because the spark plugs weren't working. That's the same kind of thing on a diesel today. Is it's running, but as soon as you shut the key off, you're shutting the fuel off, so no more fuel is going into that cylinder. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Now let me ask this: what's the comparable cost of on maintenance between say you got two trucks, F-150 trucks, and you got one with a diesel and one with a gas engine? Is it quite a bit more to maintain a car with a diesel engine as far as maintenance goes and all that?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to say double.
Yeah.
It's going to double cost your factor to maintain a diesel versus a gas motor, just because there's so much more oil in them.
Yep.
The other thing is, like on a diesel fuel filters, I tell everybody you change them every other oil change, where, a gas
There's
motor,
two of them.
there's two of them. That's the biggest thing there is keeping the engine's oil change services more, and then the diesel fuel filters. But again, changing those diesel fuel filters is just crucial to keep good, clean fuel running through everything, to not make anything abrasive or anything get through there either.
And I think Phil may or may not agree with me on this, but if you're not consistently pulling something, if you're not consistently doing highway driving, pulling something behind you, there's nothing that an F-150 3.5 Eco can't do for you, unless you're pulling, unless you're doing something where it requires a diesel. Like, just the cost of maintenance is so significantly less on a 3.5 Eco compared to a diesel. If you need a diesel, you need a diesel. But if you don't need a diesel, it's just more expensive. It's just more expensive.
And here's kind of the rule of thumb I tell people when they come in to buy the trucks today is our gas motor in our Super Duties is a pretty good gas motor. We have two of them that we offer that are very, very close. And I never understand why we had a 6.8 and a 7.3. And the answer to that is, well, we have two gas motors. Is the company that makes the 7.3 for Ford and the gas motor couldn't produce enough engines. That's why we had to go to another manufacturer to get to the 6.8. And they're very close and identical. There's just like 30 horsepower and 30 pounds of torque difference in those two motors. Then you've got the 6.7, and then you got two options in the 6.7. You've got the regular 6.7, and then you got a high output 6.7. And kind of what I tell everybody, if you're pulling, I know you need if I'm pulling over 8,000 pounds, I want a Super Duty. Okay. I don't want, even though an F-150 is rated to pull that much, that's just about tops of any F-150 that I want to pull is about 8,000. So then you're going to go to a Super Duty after that, in my opinion, from 8,000 to 15,000. Our gas motors will do just fine at pulling anything under 15,000 pounds. And then if you're going over 15,000 pounds, that's when I think you need to put a diesel behind it to be able to give you more power and more things that you need to have from that part too. Okay. And then the high output is if you're pulling anything, in my opinion, over 20,000 pounds, you want to put that high output in. But again, the high output is kind of overtaking the regular 6.7 by far right now, because everybody just wants that extra power, extra torque that 6.7 high output has from that part. So kind of my rule of thumb there on that part.
Let me. I got two more questions.
Keep them coming, buddy.
Keep them coming, man.
Okay. Let's see. Now, if you maintain a regular gasoline engine, I've gotten over 300,000 miles out of one. What's the lifespan on like a diesel? Can you get that at least adding more, maybe?
That's a trick question.
Yeah, if it's maintained right. Yeah, Ford has designed that truck to be maintained correctly, not by their standards. I'll tell you that already.
Yeah.
Don't pay to their standards. Let Scotty sit down with you and show you how to set up the right deal. But they've designed every component on that Super Duty to run 300,000. And I've seen many of them with over 500,000 miles on the Super Duties.
But also, again, like we were talking about earlier, take into account if it's a vehicle that idles a lot, you gotta take in engine hours as well.
Yep. Not the miles.
Not the miles.
I have a younger brother who used to raise livestock, and he'd pull a livestock trailer. He had to have a diesel. He said he could go up hills and down hills and everything. It was so much easier to have the diesel. But for everyday driving, like you say, if you're not really doing a whole lot of pulling, your gasoline engines are as adequate, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. Here's what I'll say. There's a lot of guys who just want to drive a Super Duty, want that bigger truck and everything else too. And I get that. I'm driving a Super Duty right now, and haven't drove one for a while just because I love driving an F-150, and I got into one because right in the year of the model change year, and I didn't want to jump in another 25 F-150, so I jumped in a 26 Super Duty, and it's a different driving truck. It's funner, it's easier, but I miss some of the tech that's not in the Super Duty, that's not in the F-150. So there's a lot of trade-offs in different trucks to which way to fit you and stuff too. But there's guys who just love the love the Super Duty, and I've tried to talk to guys about not pulling over 15,000. Don't need it. Just need a gas motor, and they said, nope, I want a diesel. Okay, great. For when they do want the power, or whatever. But I will tell you, take that high output with nothing on it, hook it up, and I mean, you step on it, you better hang on because it's going to go from that part. And it's like I just love the power.
Hey, the 3.5 got some guts in it.
Oh, it
too.
does
You
too.
can chill
Oh, yeah.
out.
That's probably what we need to do. We need to go take and race a 3.5 F-150 with a high output 6.7.
I have one.
Okay, I'm driving one. Maybe we need to have a little drag race, see
I'll-
what goes faster.
I'll participate. Threaten me with a good time.
Okay, what other question you got for
Yeah,
us?
what
Some
do you got?
great questions there too. Appreciate the questions.
Oh, I think that's about it. I might give you a story about some driving in some hazardous weather though, as far as winter weather.
Oh, bring
goes.
it
Okay,
on.
yeah, love to hear that.
Well, several times I drive from here to Arizona, specifically Tucson or Phoenix, and like one time I was driving from here, and then I'm in New Mexico. That's where I stopped first, and then from New Mexico you can usually make Tucson or Phoenix. But I took the south route, 54, going down towards there, and then when you're down there in the desert area in New Mexico, it's just great. And then you go through the hill or the mountains there, like Tonto National Forest.
Uh-huh.
So one time I'm driving, it's absolutely perfect in the morning. Dry down in the desert area. Get up in the mountains, and then all of a sudden you get these gigantic snowflakes, and it's already narrow roads up there.
Yeah.
So I'm driving along, and there's about 3 inches of slush on the road, and you got inclines and declines and like 90-degree hairpin turns going through those mountains there.
Oh, yeah.
So one time, about 20 years ago, coming down a decline, slush on the road, and it was like I can see it like a 90-degree left turn about 50 yards off. So I'm on the brakes going very slow. And just because of the slush, this car just kept on like creeping and getting closer to that dill there. And I was going about 5 miles an hour with the brakes on way back. I had my door open. At 5 miles an hour, I had my door open, thinking that this thing was not going to get stopped before it had to make a left-hand turn.
You were ready to bail out.
Yes.
Oh,
God.
Oh, no.
Because of the slush on the road, I mean, this car was just not, and like a 30-degree decline.
Good
It just
grief.
wasn't stopping.
Oh,
So I had the door open, probably about 20 feet from like ditching. Car stopped, and I just inched it around the corner there and got out of that. That's the closest I've come to death in my life.
I'd like to know where your heart rate at and your blood pressure's at
No
about that time
kidding,
too.
man.
But
That car was just about to go over. I had the door open, 1 foot out, and
Oh,
it was
no.
just about ready to go.
Well,
So
we're
that's-
glad you're still here.
yeah. Well, I kind of got a similar story to that. I went skiing up in Red River, New Mexico, when we started coming out of there, and it was snowing pretty good, and got the same kind of thing. Get those highways out there and coming through there. It's all narrow and stuff. It was a Tetris road home trip for me too.
Quit telling people my secret places. That's where I go. I go to Angel Fire, Taos, and Red River.
Yeah, skied there a lot. So
the thing that struck me as soon as I was working my way down from that stuff and getting out of it, and then the weather again started improving. As we get out of the upper elevations, I see a little old lady going opposite direction. I know she's just heading right into that stuff.
Oh,
So I mean, I just it's an older lady in a kind of a smaller car, and I just thought to myself, "Oh boy, you're in for it now."
yeah, well,
So
got very lucky there, didn't you?
I did. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
hey,
No, hey, appreciate all the questions.
Appreciate all the questions. Those were good.
That was very good. Very good. So, hey, have a great new year and call in anytime. Okay.
All right.
All right, Scotty.
Why are you telling everybody my secret places?
I'll get you. I used to ski there a lot though.
Red River?
Yep.
No kidding.
Okay, there was a run up there skiing called Coming Home or Going Home.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
something
that's
like that.
that's the
You'd get on a bus.
Uh-huh.
You'd get on, like, the list is code, I think, at 4 o'clock. You get on the bus at 3:45,
Uh-huh.
so you could go way up there on that deal and come and take that long ski trip.
Oh, absolutely.
Come back over the longest trip. Yeah, I used to do that a lot.
Did you ever go to Taos?
Oh yeah, ski Taos too.
That is the steepest mountain I've ever been on in my life.
Yeah, it is pretty tough.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Anyway, sorry,
very fun
my bad.
snow skiing. Anyway, so Greg Murray, the Power Boost is quicker versus the 3.5 plus the Power Boost has a generator. Yeah, well,
Well,
that's kind of an unfair deal there, Greg. The Power Boost versus the 3.5s. The 3.5, the Power Boost has got more horsepower, more torque with that electric motor sitting there behind it.
But I'm driving the 3.5.
Are you?
Yeah,
It's like you need an upgrade. Come see me after the show. Let's get you upgraded into a hybrid.
absolutely not.
I am a hybrid fan. I will tell you that.
I am too. I'm not 100% on the electrics yet. I'm not there. I get a whole
Well,
bunch of people that tell me otherwise. I'm
so-
warming up to it, but
yeah, but
you know,
again, they've killed the F-150, but we still have a few sitting here discounted drastically and naturally of that port for that reason. But I'm excited what's coming. They're coming. They're going to put a motor in that thing finally.
oh, they are.
They are going to put a motor in the Lightning. They're going to keep the electric motors on them and all that kind of stuff too, but put a motor in there so it can generate the battery, not have to plug in. You still can plug it in too, but it's only 700-mile range with
That's what I'm
that
talking
gas
about.
motor. So now you still got the best of both worlds because that torque, that instant torque of electric is
Yes.
so much fun.
Yes, and but that's exactly. I didn't know that. You were giving me brand new information.
Yeah, it's
I
coming.
am that,
Don't know
I'm
when
ex-
exactly
I'm
when it's
excited
coming or
for it.
whatever, but again, the electric truck has its niche market. There's a space for it and everything else like that part.
Yeah,
I drove when they first come out, drove over 2,000 miles, driving back and forth. Never had a problem with range, anything else like that part. But again, if you're going to go on a longer trip, you just got to plan better for that trip and that sort of thing too.
and that's kind of the big thing with me, I guess. And it was still somewhat newer technology, and you still are going to have a lot of people that are still kind of nervous of getting into that new technology right out of the gate.
Yep.
But now it's developing. Now it's getting better, and the more I see the Mach-E's and stuff like that are on the that are driven by people that work here.
Yeah.
And they love
We've
them.
got a lot of employees driving them.
Oh yeah,
Delivering one today to another employee, getting her second Mach-E today.
Oh, no kidding.
Today, yeah. So as soon as we get off the show, she should be here and take delivery of her second Mach-E. She loves it and works perfect for her driving habits and stuff like that too. And it's just everybody's just got to get over the range anxiety. That's
Yes,
all it is.
that's exactly what it is.
I wonder if someday they will take and put a gas motor in the Mach-E too.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But you know what I think it comes from? You know why we have this distance anxiety
Why?
thing? Our cell phone battery indicators on our phones.
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
dead serious.
I think you're exactly right. My wife gets freaked out. She's down to 60%, thinks she needs a charge,
That's exactly what I'm saying.
but you only use 40%. You still got 60 to go. You're okay.
You're okay. But that's the thing, because I have it too. Whenever I look down at my phone and it has like anything less than 75%, I end up having to charge that.
It's
thing.
just it's a natural, just a habit.
Yeah, it's a
Yank
habit.
that thing in there, right?
And so we're sitting there looking at this battery that's an indicator in our car, and we are just get so much anxiety for going, holy crap!
I'm going to be out of juice. I'm going to be out of juice. I'm going to be out of juice.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yep.
We did it to ourselves.
Yeah, it is. So anyway, Scotty, we're about running out of some time here. It's been fun hanging out with you. Thanks for
Yeah.
hanging out. Josh is out in Colorado skiing, which I'm sure that's where you'd rather be than sitting here with me.
I don't know. I kind of like hanging out with you. You're
Do you?
okay. Yeah, you're all right. You're
So,
you're a good time.
anyway, everybody, welcome to 2026. It's going to be a great 2026. Everything's going to be great and fun. It's going to be a great year. So everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We'll be back live again next Saturday at 9 o'clock for another show of Under the Hood. And bring your questions and stuff and get the great price package. About over $205 now instead of the $130 we used for so long. I kept telling Josh we got updated. We finally sat down and took some time and updated to $205 just for each and every caller. So congratulations to God dang Greg.
Oh,
Richard, get the caller package. So he had some great questions.
he
though, you know?
did have a whole bunch of good questions.
Great questions stuff too. So
I was just sitting here looking pretty. I let you just go ahead and take the reins
oh,
on that.
thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you
that.
bet. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, everybody, have a great Saturday. Stay warm, stay fun. Hey, Pack. And make sure when you're ready to come get your car service, come see Scotty. Let him sit down with you, together a great maintenance plan for your car and make it live many, many miles as it must be. Everybody have a great Saturday. We will talk to you next Saturday, 9 o'clock live.